Want to know what it takes to get into the gaming industry? Maybe turn your gaming skills into a career? Our next guest can help with that. He's also the co-founder of IGDA, the International Game Developers Association, and the dean of GSP, which is the Game and Simulation Program, and CIS, Computer Information Systems Programs with DeVry University. David Walker, welcome into Tomorrow. How are you, sir?
I'm glad to be here.
You have an interesting job. Not only is it probably fun, I'm assuming, most of the time, but to mold some of these young minds in many cases that say, listen, I'm a gamer and I love what I'm doing, but now I want to get into the business. I really want to learn how to develop games or tweak them or do whatever. I'm sure so many different aspects in the game and simulation program, for example. How do they start? Of course, go to DeVry, I'm sure you're going to say. But what's involved in getting into the business and learning the right things?
Actually, even before I got into the DeVry Dean business, I was in the gaming industry for many years. And I was getting the same question from a lot of people. And sometimes I feel a little hypocritical when I give the answer because when I got into the industry, it was a lot different. In 1981, when I published my first game, there really was no industry. And you could do the work, I did all the programming, I did the sound, I did the art. And you could do that part-time. I was still in the Air Force, active duty, so I was doing, living two lives. Today, or at least, let's say 10 years ago, by that time the industry had changed tremendously. To get in, you really had to know what you're doing. You had to be passionate. You had to have a lot of knowledge, a lot of skills. And 10 years ago, it was hard to find a place to do that. There were only a very small number of schools that were catering to that. Today,
I would imagine, because most schools are thinking, we're going to teach gaming? Give me a break. I mean, how's that going to help somebody? Well, obviously it has.
Yes. As a matter of fact, I've had students' parents come to me and kind of say, well, my son or my daughter really wants to do this, but we'd like him to get into a serious business, do something more substantive. And I tell them, this is one of the most difficult programs we have at DeVry. It requires a lot of math. It requires a lot of study. It requires a lot of the intensity of our CIS program, although the CIS covers more areas. Our GSP program really focuses on having those hardcore programming skills and a lot of the other skills you need to get into the game industry. It's a tough course, and it's not for everybody.
But what's cool is this industry being as popular as it is, and one of the few growth industries of any business, it seems these days, seems to be a pretty good bet. If you get in and study and work hard, you can probably make some money.
It is. It is a growth industry. It is also an exciting industry to be in. You're around intelligent people. You're around people who are always, kind of sparking your creative juices. So it is really a great industry to be in. Once again, though, it's a hard industry to break into. You have to have that knowledge. You have to be able to prove you're ready to get in and work with the team. The GSP program that we have is focused on creating students who are going to be ready to step into that entry-level programming job. So we're not training designers, we're not training artists. That's not what's behind it. We're educating students to step into that first programming job, and it's high-core, high-tech.
And some may go the artist direction afterwards
they
and so
can.
forth. That's great. With now their background and training, they can do a great job.
As a matter of fact, I have several students that have art skills that they've brought in there, and they're learning the technical skills. They'll probably become technical artists. And we have other people, students who've come in that have the design skills, and they may go on to be designers, but they're learning that core technology right now.
And how long are these programs typically?
It's a 4-year program, but at DeVry we don't take summers off, so we actually get 3 semesters in a year. You can finish a DeVry program in 2 years, 8 months.
Wow! But
it's a 4-year program. You've studied the same thing you would.
You got to be serious about it.
Yes, you do. And it is. I guess one of the things that makes it stand out is that you can actually go from there into other industries. You've learned a lot of technology. Although why you would want to leave once you get into it, who knows, right?
Yeah, but it may spur, that's a good point, some other end of a business that perhaps you weren't thinking about, and now you have a great opportunity, jump on it.
Yeah, so, and one of the things today, you still have to kind of, get that first job, get into Sony, get into EA, and try to fight your way in. Something is changing in the industry right now that's going to make things a little easier, and that is that the iTunes, to buy the iPhone apps and the Xbox Live, suddenly it is possible again for an independent single programmer to create that game that will make them well known, and that's an entry into the system. That ability to do that has been limited for the past decade.
Wow.
So now it's a new opportunity, but still be passionate, You need to know, the core technology and work hard.
And a good place to start may very well be a DeVry University nearby you. Check them out at devry.edu. It's DEVRY.edu. And Dean Walker, thanks for spending a couple of minutes with us. You've opened our eyes as well, and I think maybe even some parents that say, you know what, maybe it's not such a bad industry. I'll pay for that training if they're going to make money and support me.
It's been good being here, Dave. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We're back with more as Into Tomorrow continues from GDC. Jeff Abadi coming up next. Don't go away.